What's the impact goal of your family? And how correlates that impact goal with your potentially successful succession? Some thoughts and some ideas on this Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Welcome, everyone. And this kind of a discussion I had some couple of days ago. And surprisingly enough, I had this in my own family. And I will share with you my thoughts and my ideas on this quite important topic. So, first of all, this topic of succession is, I would say, that concerns everybody around there. To how to preserve your performance, how to preserve your wealth, but also how do you preserve your family, each family member, but also the entire family. And we had this kind of discussion in one of our family meetings. And the question was more, what should be actually the impact goal? What want we want to achieve over the next decade? What want we achieve over the next 30, 50, and also 100 years? And how correlates that kind of impact goal the succession topic? And it was a very interesting discussion with my children. And also, we come up with some ideas. Yes, I have led this kind of discussion. But what I've recognized is if you don't have any of an impact goal, that could be that your direction will be flattering, and potentially any discussion of a succession will be fail, because there is no reason for each family member to be aligned on a succession plan, to be aligned on an impact goal. And I will give you just an idea how we came up with an impact goal. Yes, first of all, an impact goal is it's just moving. But it is just, you should define this now. What kind of impact do you want to have? Not in 12 months, not in 2 years, not in 5 years. Yeah, it is one step forward, but please define what is your impact goal over the next 100 years. And to give you just an example from myself, the C100 is just an organization to help families over generations, to help and encourage and empower families to come together as a tribe, to overcome successful the proverb, the shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve proverb. And I mean, if we take an outlook over the next decade or so, we will see an increasing amount of more families of significant wealth. And surprisingly enough, all these families mainly coming from nothing. They have worked very, very hard. The wealth creator have very, very hard. And they are now entering the land of wealth, the paradise. And the question arises in many families potentially, how we preserve our family. That kind of wealth won't destroy our entire family. And it is necessary to define what kind of goal we want to achieve as an entire family, but also how we can take care of each other, how we can take care of the entire family, and how can help the wealth to preserve our family. And an impact goal is by and large nothing other as a North Star. And it is very crucial to define a North Star. Yes, I know it's very, in some cases, very difficult to align or to come to an alignment if you are in a large family, or potentially if you have just 4 kids and you have an ongoing discussion what should be the North Star of the entire family. If anybody in the family have his own North Star, his own direction and perception and goal in their own life. but it is very valuable to start this kind of a discussion. And what I've recognized is, if you are moving on a discussion, what should be the impact goal, let's say, in 50 years from now? Yes, many will reply and say, of 50 years from now, it's too far away. Yeah, it is just far away, but it is very valuable to sit down and have a discussion what we want to achieve as in family. What kind of impact would we have in this generation and the next generation on? And what I can tell you is, I mean, you heard us potentially in many discussions from your advisors, and the question arises, when should I start the discussion of a succession? If you know that in many families, these kind of discussion starts too late. And I've started this kind of discussion very early. And the correlation between the impact goal, that was just the door opener to bring roles and responsibilities very early on the table for each family member, that we are aligned on the impact goal, what we want to achieve, and that we are very clear and aware that the succession is crucial, that we achieve this impact goal. And this C100 will be there in 100, 200, and 500 years. That is what we want to describe, and that is what we want to achieve over generations. This C100 to support families around the globe to overcome the proverb, because that is Mother Nature. And each of you who watch this video will confront with this challenge. Yes, I know many of you potentially won't start this kind of discussion. What is the right starting point for the succession? But try to make this just as an example to start, or to bring not these term succession on the table. Asking yourself and asking your entire family, start in a discussion. What should be the impact goal of our family? And if you have defined your impact goal for your family, think backward. What is necessary to achieve this kind of goal? What is necessary to structure your own family? Is it just valuable to structure your family very early on as a family of affinity, as an open system, to bring new energy in this kind of system because it's necessary? And start in a discussion very early and make this North Star, this impact goal, just as a magnet for each family member. Yes, it is necessary also that these kind of discussion will be in each stage fresh, filled with new energy, with new perspective. But what I can tell you from my own experience, it is very, very valuable. And you have another discussion in your family. So maybe this short spotlight on my thoughts will be an inspiration for you to consider, what is the impact goal of your family? How does it look like? And what is the position of your family now to achieve this goal? And bring this succession in correlation, in parallel on the table. And make this impact goal just as a strong foundation to consider, okay, how we can structure our succession related to the impact goal on a very professional manner. Don't avoid these kind of discussion. Yes, I know it can be in some cases very hard. It could be very complicated, but it is on one hand necessary, but on the flip side, it is also very, very valuable. So maybe this kind of thoughts will be helpful for you. And let me know if there is anything else what I can share you in detail from my own family, from my own experience, from our own 100-year family project. What drives us? What kind of structures have we found? What kind of structures we are built up? What kind of discussions have I structured in regards of the succession planning? Not with an advisor, inside of our family. And how we use this North Star as a magnet, also for the succession. For now, many, many thanks, and I'm looking forward to having a discussion with you.